Habari za wakati huu mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, na haya ni matangazo ya moja kwa moja kutoka katika ukumbi wa mikutano wa Julius Nyerere International Convention Center, ambapo leo ni siku ya kufunga mkutano ambao ulifunguliwa tarehe 28 Aprili na mwenyekiti wa shirikisho la wakuu wa majeshi ya polisi kutoka nchi wanachama kusini mwa Afrika IGP Camillus Wambura. Lakini leo hii kamishna wa operation na mafunzo kutoka jeshi la polisi CP Awazi Juma Haji ataufunga mkutano huu. Kumbuka muda wote atakuwa nami Gift Steven Mbando nikiwa na Gloria Maganza. Glory Maganza, tumeona mkutano huu umefanyika katika siku tatu. Ni siku tatu ambazo takribani nchi 16 zimeweza kufika hapa na tayari walikuwa wamefanya maazimio mbalimbali. Hebu tupitishe kwenye maazimio ambayo tayari yamefikiwa, maana ni hatua kubwa hii.
Na katika mkutano huu basi kamati ya sheria, kamati ya wanawake na kamati ya mafunzo zimeweza kuweka maazimio mbalimbali ya kukabiliana na uhalifu unaovuka mipaka. Tunapozungumzia swala la uhalifu unaovuka mipaka ni kama vile usafirishaji haramu wa binadamu, dawa za kulevya, ugaidi pamoja na uhalifu wa kimtandao.
Sawa. Kamishna wa operation na mafunzo Afande Awazi Juma Haji tayari amefika, na kinachofuata hivi sasa mtazamaji wa Usalama TV ni kufunga tu mkutano huu ambao umedumu takriban siku tatu, na tayari naweza nikasema wanachama ama wageni wote tayari wamefika hapo ndani. Glory, kuna swala moja ambao umeweza kulizungumzia hapa katika maazimio haya, ni kuhusiana na hii biashara haramu ya usafirishaji wa binadamu. Imekuwa tatizo kubwa sana, lakini naona sasa maazimio haya ya kutakwenda kuleta udhibiti wa biashara hii. Au unasemaje?
Sawa kabisa, naona kabisa tunaenda kupata suluhu. Na sisi hapa nchini Tanzania tunaona kabisa Watanzania wataendelea kuwa salama kupitia mkutano huu. Basi sisi tutaweza kunufaika katika masuala mazima ya kiusalama.
Mkurugenzi wa upelelezi wa makosa ya jinai nchini DCI Ramadhani Kingai aliweza kuwaongoza kwa uzuri sana hawa wageni wake ambao walikuwa nao, na kama wahenga walinena kwamba hakuna marefu yasiokuwa na ncha, si ndio? Sasa moja kwa moja tuungane na mrakibu msaidizi wa polisi ACP Christina Steven Mponji akiwa ndani kwa ajili ya mwendelezo wa mkutano huu.
Member states having in place coordinated efforts, executing agreed common strategies and implementing attained deliberations. Honorable guests of honor, let me conclude by reiterating my appreciation for the commitment you have shown throughout this meeting. If it was not your full commitment of coming and contributing to the discussion, the desired results would not have been reached and realized. Once again, thank you for coming to Tanzania. I hope that you have enjoyed our hospitality.
Basi mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, na anayezungumza hivi sasa na anamalizia hivyo ni mkurugenzi wa upelelezi wa makosa jinai nchini DCI Ramadhani Kingai, akiendelea kukamilisha hotuba yake hapa, na ndicho ambacho kinaendelea. Lakini turudi kwa MC Christina Mponji hapa.
SADC chairperson, please. Thank you, sir, for such a remark. Honorable guest of honor, sir, with your permission, may you allow me to welcome Mr. Selo Moerane, head of Interpol Arabi Harare, for a remark. You're welcome, sir.
Program coordinator, good afternoon. Guest of honor, Commissioner of Police Awazi Juma Haji, representative of the Chief of Police of Tanzania, also the Sarpcco chairperson, we welcome you and thank you for gracing our presence. Guest of honor, Chairperson and Chairperson of the PCSC, if you may allow me, let me write on the protocol observed, already established, I imagine. Chairperson and the guest of honor and the heads of CID here represented, we have dealt with 29 items in our meeting, and among those items, it is the items that we're looking at the regional transnational organized crime, modalities of enhancing our cooperation, and also to look at our institutional capacity. The meeting equally exposed the inconsistencies of certain mechanisms that are continuously merrying us around instead of implementing what we're supposed to. We also observe that we are sometimes trapped in procedural guidelines or procedures that are necessarily not in context with the obtaining issues of serious and transnational organized crime, as well as cross-border crimes. Guest of honor, Chairperson, heads of the PCSC, we have to ask ourselves, are we guiding the region in the right direction? Are we doing well? Are we as the structures, the sub-committees assisting the region to plan, to develop, and to implement measurable outcomes-based programs that impact on the landscape of transnational organized crime, serious organized crime, and cross-border crimes? As I ponder largely on our regional efficacies, I'm equally conflicted as part of the regional instrument to assist in improving our impact. I too am questioning my role and my impact in making our region safe. The world is changing, and it is with it ushering new inimical tendencies that is harming development and rid the region with extreme insidious stages as well as phenomenon of serious and transnational organized crime. I'm afraid it appears that the region is celebrating this entrapment of all bureaucratical approaches of ticking the box. We must be mindful that the world set in September 2024, and they came up with a pact. And that pact, where the world leaders from all over the facets of life looked at 5 issues, which I think we have dealt them a bit amiss on our side as a region. The World Pact for Future at the Summit of the Future that was held in September 2024 aligned to the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And they looked at issues such as financing for development, international peace and security, innovation and digital cooperation, youth and future generation, as well as transforming global governance. We need to say, perhaps, if we remain with the status quo, it's upon us. But having said that, I'm equally optimistic that we have the capacities, we have the capabilities, and we have the vision to become a region of beacon, of solid security, as well as ushering concrete measures that will ensure that development, infrastructure, and economic growth are built on a solid security fundamentals. Chairperson, guest of honor, I should also take this opportunity that despite my criticism of ourselves, we have labored here for the last 2 days, constructively and intensively. We came up with agendas that also were developed from the robust and candid discussion. And I believe in the processes we're doing that we're defining ourselves. What are we? What are we carrying? Guest of honor, we thank you very much for your country, for the efforts that you have done in making this event a success, a resounding success. We want to thank you as well for putting together a very robust local organizing committee consisting of drivers, ushers, protocol, media accommodation and refreshments, including the facilities, to ensure that at least we sit down here and then we come up with a measurable, at least respectable program that can be presented to the police chief. Equally, let me also send my gratitude to the SADC Secretariat for the continuous effort and leadership to ensure that they rally around, they put us together. It's not an easy task, I know. And let me also thank you, the heads of CIDs and your representative, for making sure that you take time and be part of this event. And then you develop an agenda which the police chief will discuss and agree upon. I also want, in my conclusion, want to thank those, their tenures are coming to an end, whether nationally or regionally. And I want to say, in your respective future portfolios, we wish to see your light shining very much, brightening the expertise that you have garnered during your term serving the region. With these words, I wish to apologize if my speech was a bit out of order and attacking. However, we need to now and then do this true reflection. As we are doing good, we could also do even far much better. Guest of honor, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. Muito obrigado, asante sana. Kia leboha. Tsela sui. Safe travel, Genesis, bon voyage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salaam.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, na huyu ambaye anamaliza kuzungumza hapa na anaaga kama unavyomsikia akishukuru kwenye kikao hiki ni Selo Moses Moerane, ambaye huyu ni Interpol Regional Bureau and Sarpcco Coordination ya ofisi. Ndo anaaga hivyo hivi sasa, na anashukuru kwa jinsi ambavyo hakika mkutano huu ulivyofanyika. Ni jambo kubwa sana kwa Tanzania na kwa jeshi la polisi kuweza kufanya mkutano mkubwa kabisa kwa nchi zilizopo ama wasema wanachama kusini mwa Afrika, SADC Sarpcco Technical Organs Meeting.
Of Tanzania, Mr. Kamilas Wambura, the chairperson of the PCSC and police commissioner in charge of CID Tanzania, police service, police force commissioner Ramadhani Hamisi Kingai, incoming chair and outgoing chair of Sarpcco, PCSC members of course, head of Interpol Regional Bureau Harare, Mr. Selo Moerane, and then our esteemed delegates, the permanent coordinating sub-subcommittee, the esteemed members of the legal training and the women sub-subcommittees, colleagues from the SADC Secretariat and Interpol Regional Bureau Harare, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am quite pleased to make these remarks at this closing ceremony of the Sarpcco Technical Organs Meeting, which started on the 28th to the 30th of April 2025, right here in the beautiful city of Dar es Salaam. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, allow me first and foremost to really extend our profound gratitude and acknowledge our guest of honor, Commissioner of Police Awadi Juma Haji, representing here the chairperson of Sarpcco. Thank you very much, chairperson, for gracing this closing ceremony of this very important meeting of the Technical Organs Meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this important meeting of thanks really goes to all the members of the Permanent Coordinating Committee. We are so grateful, but I must also include the other team, the legal subcommittee, this training subcommittee, the Women's Network, because it was through their reports and the hard work that they did that the meeting of the PCSC went successfully. Your robust contributions and insightful perspectives have been very instrumental in shaping the preparatory outcomes for the upcoming Chiefs of Police meeting, which is going to take place in June, right here in Dar es Salaam. The depth of the discussion and the wealth of expertise that you shared during this meeting, I do believe that it has really greatly enriched our common understanding and strategic direction. I do believe, guest of honor, that this gathering has been a success, and not only in terms of the critical recommendations that were formulated, but also in the frank identification of challenges that continue to confront our region and the structures that we do have. We have made important progress in aligning our efforts, yet we must also acknowledge the persisting constraints. There may be resource limitations, coordination gaps that we indeed identified, but also the very evolving nature of transnational organized crime, which does require us to work together, enhance our coordination and collaboration efforts, which we identified as a gap. Distinguished guest of honor, what has been clearly reaffirmed through this meeting is the indispensable need for continued and enhanced cooperation amongst our member states. Only through unity, trust, and shared commitment we can effectively prevent and combat transnational organized crime, which threatens the peace, stability, and development of our region. As I sit here and reflect back to the conversations and the discussions that we had, we indeed realize that there is a serious gap amongst ourselves, which I wouldn't call it trust. I wouldn't call it that, because it has a lot of repercussions if I call it that way. But I would still emphasize that we realize that indeed we need to collaborate more. We need to ensure that we are coordinating our efforts as a region to be able to effectively address the scourge of transnational organized crime. Distinguished delegates, let us remain steadfast in our collective duty to fully operationalize the regional instruments and frameworks that we have adopted to fight these crimes. These instruments are not only policy tools, they are the backbone of our operational collaboration and manifestation of our political will. If we do not operationalize these instruments that we do have, I'm afraid we will meet each year, discuss, come back, and start where we started, as we did when we engaged in this meeting. I am very hopeful that next year, when we meet, the discussions will be very different. We will be talking more about how effective it was for us to collaborate, for us to enhance our fight against transnational organized crime as a collective. Chairperson, as I'm about to conclude, allow me to actually reassure you that despite the challenges that we may face as a region, we do remain resolute in our mandate to support our member states and strengthen the collective capacity to address the crimes in all forms. And together, Chair, we have demonstrated that unity and determination can overcome even the most complex threats. Let us carry this momentum forward in our responsibility as the region as we are implementing the Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2020-2030, which is a strategic document for us that gives us direction. And I must emphasize that it has actually been founded on peace, security, and governance. This shows that our region is cognizant that peace and security is the foundation of everything that we do. If we do have persistent transnational organized crime in the region, our region will not see development. It will not progress because no one would want to come and invest. In conclusion, Chairperson, I would like to take this opportunity to thank your country, your government, for the warm hospitality and the excellence arrangements that really made this meeting possible. As we live here today, we're very much aware that we have been successfully able to prepare the agenda of the Chiefs of Police meeting that's going to take place in June. That we can certainly assure you. And Chairperson, we also want to take this opportunity to thank every person who was supporting us from behind. I know that a lot of colleagues were working outside this room to ensure that this meeting takes place successfully, to ensure that we are all very comfortable. Thank you very, very much to the local organizing team. Thank you very much for everything that you have done. To also the protocol officers, the drivers who ensure that we are taken to get whatever we needed. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank my dear colleagues from the SADC Secretariat and my dear colleagues from Interpol Regional Bureau Harare. Similar indeed to the local organizing committee, to the other protocol officers. Your role is not very visible. What is visible is Silo and Tanyani, but we are only visible because of the work that you do. I'd like really to appreciate the work that you have done, that you have facilitated to ensure that this meeting is successful. Let me also take this opportunity to thank our translators, interpreters, more specifically, who ensure that as we sit here, we communicate with each other and we could hear each other properly. I really want to take this moment and appreciate the work that you have done. Guest of honor, with these few remarks, thank you very, very much for listening to me. And it is now my great honor, Chairperson of the meeting of the PCSC, to invite the guest of honor, Commissioner Awadhi Juma Haji, representing the Chairperson and
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, basi huyu ambaye anazungumza hivi sasa ni Thayani Gumede, huyu ni SADC Secretariat ambaye ni Senior Officer Police, yupo katika mkutano huu wa Sarpcco, na ndivyo anavyohitimisha hivyo kwa kumkaribisha sasa mgeni rasmi ambaye atafunga mkutano huu, na ni Kamishna wa Operation na Mafunzo Afande Awadhi Juma Haji.
May you take your seat? Yeah, Commissioner of Police Ramadan Kingai, Chairperson of Sarpcco, Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, and the Director of Criminal Investigation, Tanzania Police Force, Ms. Thayani Gumede, Senior Officer Police, Sarpcco, SADC Secretariat, Mr. Selo Mwerane, Head of Interpol, Arabi Harare, Commissioner of Police, Maxwell Timber, Director of CID Zambia, the outgoing Chairperson of Sarpcco, Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Yesie Nirongo, DCI and Head of Interpol, NCB Lilongwe, Malawi, the incoming chairperson of Sarpcco, permanent coordinating subcommittee, distinguished members of the PCSC and your delegations, members of Sarpcco subcommittees, senior Tanzania police officers present, representative from SADC Secretariat, representative from Interpol RB Harare, members of the local organizing committee, invited guests, members of press, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Habari ya mchana. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, nidhamu, haki, weledi na uadilifu. Dear delegates, first and foremost, I give this thanks to Almighty God for His grace that enabled us to successfully conduct this important meeting, which began on 28th April and concludes today, 30th April 2025. We are grateful for the good health and safety we have all enjoyed throughout. It is both a great honor and privilege to stand before you today representing the Sarpcco Chairperson and Chief of the Tanzania Police Force, Inspector General of Police Camillus Mongoso Wambura, at this closing ceremony of the Sarpcco Technical Governance meeting. Although the Chairperson could not be with us due to pressing national duties, he extended his warm greetings and deep appreciation to all delegates for the excellent work done over the past 3 days during the meeting. Distinguished delegates, in the same spirit, I convey my gratitude for the strong leadership and the direction provided by the current chairperson of the Sarpcco, PCSC, Commissioner of Police Ramadan Kingai, together with the outgoing chairperson, Commissioner of Police Maxwell Timba, and the incoming chairperson, Deputy Commissioner of Police Jesie Mirongo. Your collective efforts have been instrumental in guiding productive and critical discussions and deliberations around the agenda items placed before this meeting. It would be remiss if I did not thank the local organizing committee whose tireless work behind the scenes enabled the smooth running of this meeting. Your dedication and commitment are deeply appreciated. Asanteni sana. Distinguished delegates, I understand that some of you had the opportunity to explore the sunshine city of Dar es Salaam, whether for sightseeing or shopping. It is our sincere hope that you enjoyed Tanzanian hospitality and the warmth of our culture, and that your visit has left lasting memories that will encourage you to return in the future. Distinguished delegates, I was made aware that during this meeting you discussed the diverse regional agenda, mostly related to cross-border crimes, but not limited to report of the chairperson, fighting transnational organized crimes, fighting crime, cybercrime in SADC region, updates of joint operations, Sarpcco Center of Excellence, Sarpcco Regional Action Plan, proliferations of small arms and light weapons, Sarpcco Women's Network Strategic Plan 2021-2025, progress on the implementation of the regional counterterrorism strategy and issues for noting. All these agenda items reflect the complex and interconnected nature of crime today challenges that require joint strategic and operational responses. Cooperation, collaboration, and constant communication among member states remain key pillars in addressing the issues. As Dr. Jan Stock, former Secretary General of Interpol, wisely stated, I quote, "We must leverage our collective strength and capabilities. Regional partnerships are essential in addressing the complexities of organized crime, which often involves sophisticated networks that exploit legal and enforcement gaps." On another statement, Stock said that transnational organized crime knows no borders. It thrives on the weaknesses of our systems. Only through regional cooperation can we build a united front against these threats. These quotations perfectly summarize why we gathered here: to collectively tackle the gaps and the challenges that transcend our borders and to formulate unified, multifaceted responses. Distinguished delegates, this meeting has been very important, as the recommendations prepared here will form the basis for discussions and decision during the upcoming Sarpcco Chiefs of Police Annual General Meeting, which is slated to be held here in Dar es Salaam from 2nd to 6th June 2025. On this note, I am aware that most of you might have received or will soon receive your invitations for the AGM so that you can prepare in advance for the meeting in June 2025. As we return to your respective countries, let us commit ourselves to implementing the recommendations agreed upon during this meeting, as well as the decisions made in previous SADC and Sarpcco Chiefs of Police meetings in preparation for the AGM in June. Distinguished delegates, as we conclude, let me once again express our sincere appreciation for your participation, dedication, and invaluable contribution during this critical regional meeting. Recognizing that many of you may be departing later today and mindful of your tight schedules, I wish each of you safe journeys back to your respective countries and duty station. May you arrive safely, enjoy good health, and reunite joyful with your families and colleagues. We look forward to welcoming you once again in June 2025 for the Sarpcco Annual General Meeting. Let us remain committed to our shared mission and continue to strengthen the bonds of regional cooperation and solidarity. With those remarks, I now have the honor to declare the Sarpcco Technical Organs Meeting held from 28th to 30th April 2025 in Dar es Salaam officially closed. Asanteni sana kwa kunisikiliza. Thank you for your rapt attention. Monsieur Peyoko, muito obrigado.
Thank you. You may get seated. Guest of honor, sir, thank you for officially closing this SADC Sarpcco Technical Organs Meeting.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, na hivi sasa mshereheshaji wa shughuli hii katika mkutano huu wa Sarpcco, SP Christina Mponji ndo na malizia hapa kwa maneno ya kuaga hapa wajumbe, kwa sababu toka siku ya kwanza mpaka hivi sasa yeye ndio amehusika kwa namna moja ama nyingine kusimamia shughuli zote za mkutano huu kama mshereheshaji. Hebu tupate kumsikia.
we will be taking the group photo. May I welcome Afande DCP Gemini Mushi for some announcements. Please, you are welcome, sir. And my name is ASP Christina Ponji from Tanzania Police Headquarters. I'm a public relations officer. I was the director of official opening at this closing ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Guest of honor, sir, distinguished directors and officers present. I have a few announcements to make. This is that, first of all, I thank you for your cooperation. Another one is, after the photo session, guest of honor, sir, and the high table and the other delegates, all delegates will be invited for lunch. You will be directed by the protocols. Also, in the evening, we shall have gala dinner, as I told you since yesterday. The gala dinner will be hosted at Hyatt Regency Hotel. All are requested to be there by 18:30. At least everyone to be in, where we shall be awaiting for the guest of honor. Protocols will support your timely presence. The dress code will be smart casual. You don't need to hang yourself by ties unless you see that that is what will enable you to eat peacefully and happily. Another thing is that after lunch, you are also invited to visit the nearby Dar es Salaam shopping and marketing places, and you will be guided by your protocols to ensure that you go to the places where you can get fresh or good things that will make you remember Dar es Salaam. There are areas like Kisutu where you can get very fresh cashew nuts. You can go to Kariako and you get everything that will remind you of our country. After these few announcements, sir, I ask you now to proceed to the photo session area. Thank you. You're welcome.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, na hivi ndivyo kamishna wa operation na mafunzo Afande Awadhi Juma Haji alivyohitimisha mkutano huu ambao ulichukua takribani siku 3 katika ukumbi huu wa mikutano wa Julius Nyerere International Convention Center. Hakika ni kama unavyoona bendera hizi za Angola, Botswana hapa Broli zinapepea hapa, maana yake sasa wanasema kila lenye mwanzo huwa halikosi kuwa na mwisho. Ulifunguliwa tarehe 28 na leo hii umehitimishwa. Kipi ambacho Afande Awadhi Juma Haji alizungumza Glory?
Katika hotuba yake, kamishna wa operation Awadhi Haji ameweza kueleza basi katika maazimio ambayo yamewekwa na kamati tendaji za Sarpcco yatawasilishwa katika mkutano wa wakuu wa majeshi ya polisi zilizoko kusini mwa Afrika mwezi Juni mwaka huu.
Na hakika basi mtazamaji wa Usalama TV ulikuwa ukifuatilia mitandao yetu ya kijamii ambayo hakika kwa namna moja ama nyingine unaweza kusema ulikuwa ukipata taarifa mbalimbali, na hasa wa Instagram ulikuwa ukipata taarifa kuhusiana na mkutano huu, kile ambacho kilikuwa kikiendelea hapa katika ukumbi wa Julius Nyerere International Convention Center katika siku hizi 3. Timu ya Usalama TV ilitia nanga hapa mwanzo wa ufunguzi wa mkutano huu, na mpaka leo hii ikiwa ni hitimisho la mkutano huu. Hakika ilikuwa ni jambo la furaha sana. Kiongozwa hapa na timu nzima ya Usalama TV, mimi nasema kwamba hatuna la ziada kwa sababu tumekuletea kila kitu ambacho kilipaswa kuchakatwa hapa, na uliweza kupata information ama taarifa zote ambazo zilikuwa na umuhimu kupitia kamati mbalimbali na wajumbe mbalimbali kutoka katika nchi hizi 16. Muda wote ulikuwa nami Gift Stephen Mbando, lakini nilikuwa na mwenzangu
Gloria Maganza.
Hatuna la ziada, tunakutakia utazamaji wema wa vipindi vinavyoendelea kutoka hapa Usalama TV.